Hello and welcome to SweetSpotDFS. This is your PGA picks for the 2021 Northern Trust, powered by PrizePicks. If you've yet to sign up for PrizePicks, I do have a link in the description below. That link will get you straight to the login page using the referral code SweetSpot. This will give you a deposit match up to $100 on your very first deposit, giving you a couple extra bucks to play around with when making your PGA selections. And that's what I'll be covering in this video. Round 1 picks, as well as strategies for round 2, 3, and 4, and my favorite PGA DFS picks. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. This tournament is being played at Liberty National. The last time this tournament was played there was in 2019, where the average amount of birdies made on round 1 for each player in the field was 4. So when it comes to picking these players, I think we need to hit the over. Unfortunately, I should say this, currently, PrizePicks has it where you have to select an under and you have to select an over. So we have to pick on some golfers. Here's what I would go with. Since the wind is going to be pretty low during Thursday's round, I would much rather play the morning golfers. So I'm going to jump over to my spreadsheet that I go over in my preview and strategy videos each week. We'll talk here. If I'm going to pick on anybody, it might be DJ with the under with birdies. It might be JT. It might be Bryson DeChambeau. But I think who I'm really going to stick with is Abraham Ancer. So if I'm going to select a golfer that's going to hit the under for his projection, it's going to be Abraham Ancer. And then I'm going to select overs with everybody else. I really like Scotty Scheffler this week. I like Daniel Berger. I shouldn't say this week, but for round 1, I like these golfers. I'm going to also hit Paul Casey. I think he can get that birdie mark pretty easy. Now, he is more of a conservative player. You know what? Scratch it. We're not going to do that. We're going to go Patrick Reed. To get us at least 4 birdies. And I don't mind hitting any of these guys up. Again, probably going to pick on DJ and not select him. I don't mind Jon Rahm, Jordan Spieth, Xander, any of these guys during round 1. Like I said, average birdies were about 4 per golfer during round 1. Some of these elite golfers in 2019 had at least 5 or more. So I would, again, hit the over with these birdies. When it comes to the fantasy score, which I think is much simpler this week because honestly, the projections for round 1, not very difficult. 68.5 for Rahm. It's a par 71 at this track. Hit the under. He needs to shoot 68 or better. That's 3 under par. He's teeing off in the morning, I believe. Let me double check. No, he isn't. Maybe Rahm's one to pick too. So anyways, let me rephrase that. You know what? No. Don't be afraid. It was like a 50-50 split for the elite golfers in 2019 when they teed off in the afternoon, shooting 68 or better. I think we can be safe choosing Rahm. But the morning guys, Jordan Spieth, Xander, Colin, even Brooks, Rory, these guys hit the under for that 68.5 or even 69 score. The wind isn't going to be very difficult, so I would hammer those unders. And as the week progresses, rounds 2, 3, and 4, check wind. Check wind at windfinder.com. Friday looks like there's no wind whatsoever. So any of these birdie projections, hit the over. And again, if you need to pick on somebody, find the golfer in the afternoon to hit the under with. And when it comes to fantasy score, if the projections are going to be like this, 68.5, hammer the unders. Now, PrizePicks is pretty fluid when it comes to these projections. They might change it for round 2. It might go down to 67. Who knows? If that's the case, then you've got some decisions to make. But this course is gettable. There are some hazard holes where you got to be careful for big scores, and that obviously makes this fantasy score hard to get to. But for the most part, these elite golfers that they have up here, because that's all that they give us basically, are most of the elite golfers. Well, all of them in this field. They're gonna do just fine. And I think you want to get as many birdies as low as, or hit the under with a lot of these projections for fantasy score, hit the over with the birdies. I think that's the way to go. So that's basically it for PrizePicks. I think it's kind of an easy week. Sunday looks like there's going to be a little bit of wind, so that's where you're going to change your projections. If they keep getting lower with their projections, that wind is going to be the highest on Sunday, and wind is the biggest thing that factors in PGA scoring. So be on the lookout for that. Do your homework. When it comes to my favorite DFS plays this week, I have them coded in red. So let me go ahead and throw a filter on this, and I'm going to give you 3 of my favorite picks from each price tag. So at 10K and above, it's Rahm, best golfer in the field, best golfer on the planet. Jordan Spieth, Colin Morikawa. I don't mind building my lineups around these guys whatsoever. Jumping down to the 9K range, JT arguably should be in the 10K range. He's my 5th ranked player this week at $9,800. It's not much of a discount, but I think it's enough of one where you should anchor your lineups around him. Scotty Scheffler should be a great scorer this week, as should Daniel Berger. I shouldn't say that. Daniel Berger is really good at avoiding bogeys. And when we've seen winning scores of 16 under and 11 under, it kind of leans towards more of those grinded out par golfers, and that's exactly who Daniel Berger is. When it comes down to the 8K range, I like Patrick Reed, Cameron Smith, Corey Connors, all fantastic plays. I think they're fairly safe. Patrick Reed has a great track record at this golf course. I think this is a pretty good core of 8K golfers. 7K, I actually had about 5 choices, and it was hard. I wanted Cameron Tringali on here, and I can't think of the other 7K golfer now that I'm thinking about it, but Matt Fitzpatrick, Jason Kokrak, and Kevin Na are the golfers I went with. And then 6K, Harold Varner III, KH Lee, Patton Kazire. That's it. Those are my 6K. 6K is very volatile, but I like the chances of these golfers. So there you have it. Those are my picks this week for the 2021 Northern Trust. Hopefully you guys do well. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.